This is Tony Cooper, and I'm just sitting down. Oh, here we go. So this is a short episode about something called task paralysis. I think a lot of people misunderstand what task paralysis is. Let me just offer a disclaimer here before we go any further. And that would be that I'm not a doctor. I am not a physician. I do not study psychological disorders. I do not study mental health. And I know I've said that before. My objective in any of this is to bring awareness and perhaps help explain why certain people are the way they are. It certainly has helped me personally understand more about myself by doing more research on things that exist. Now, one of the things that I want to also involve you with is making sure that you understand that when I do research, I'm going beyond a little bit beyond what I might find on, say, a Google search or an AI search of some kind. I'm trying to go to places that would provide me with more information. Use the Mayo Clinic in one of these. The Drake Institute is another one that is very helpful with this kind of thing. And there are several others, but let's get into a little bit more about what task paralysis is. It's kind of it's a state, it's a psychological state that prevents you from starting and sometimes even finishing a task. And we're talking about any task, every task. So if you are, let's say that you are overwhelmed, you need to do the laundry, you want to clean up the kitchen, you need to start lunch or dinner, you need to mow the lawn, you need to pay your bills, you need to put away stuff from the grocery store. All of those are tasks. Okay, simply enough. Anything that you do on a regular basis that supports your household or supports yourself or takes care of others is a task of some kind. And all those things I listed off all apply to me today. I need to mow the lawn, but I get out of it because it's been raining for the last 2 days and apparently is going to rain for another 5 or 6. Off and on, off and on. But you really can't. I have like 1 acre that I mow, and I really can't mow while it's as wet as it is, simply because it just clogs up the mower deck. So I got out of that one. But there are so many other tasks that we don't do, and most of it is because we just can't get started. We task paralysis is I feel like it's related to high functioning anxiety, which is something that I know I have and I know that I've had to deal with. And high functioning anxiety is when you have a bunch of things to do, but you don't know where to start. Or you know where to start, but it doesn't seem very appealing to you. You don't want to get started. For whatever reason, for some reason, it's an easy task. It's something that you've done all the time, that you know how to do. You know how to use the tools that you have in order to start those things. Well, it's not that easy. It's not that easy for people who suffer with things like high functioning anxiety and task paralysis. So I wanted to give you a couple of steps that might help you with task paralysis. Now, I'm not asking you to do all 7 of the tasks that you needed to get done in the next couple of hours by using these methods. Instead, start this with whatever your next set of tasks is, or when you have one. If you just have one task, But here's how it works, and this comes partially from the Drake Institute and partially from a very nice provision from the AI overview in Google. So, first of all, break down the task into smaller steps and start with the easiest one. I'm going to take putting away the groceries. Okay. Putting away the groceries is reaching into the bag, grabbing one item, and putting it where it belongs. This is called a task starter. And a task starter is when you have a task that has multiple parts to it, but you're doing the easiest thing first. It's grabbing one thing. So I'm going to grab the bag of granola that I got this morning at the grocery store and put it up in the cabinet where it belongs. And I'm done. Whether or not that leads to me doing the rest of the items, which there's not a whole lot, is another thing altogether. But the gist is here for us, while we're talking about this, is that you started. And that's a great success item. Set a timer for yourself. How long do you want to spend working on this task, and how long do you think it should take? If you think it should take 5 minutes, set a timer for 5 minutes and try to get it done within those 5 minutes, one item at a time. See, with my groceries, since I only have like 2 bags that I need to empty, and there's 4 or 5 items in each bag, it would be easy enough. Write things down. Now, this may not apply to the groceries, but write things down you need to get done. And you can do steps in there too. Let's say it's mowing the lawn. What do I need to get done? Well, for me, I need to check the air in 2 of the tires that have lately been, for some reason, losing pressure. I need to make sure I have gas. I need to check the oil. I need to clean off the seat. Okay. I also need to go around my lawn. We have a lot of trees in the yard. Need to go around my lawn and make sure that there are no big branches that I could run over and destroy the mower with, or destroy me. Write those things down and then make that a separate task. Make it something else you could do later. You could do if you had to walk out to the front yard or the backyard or wherever it was that you were going, wherever you needed to mow, and you saw a branch, pick it up, put it where the dead branches go. Task completed. Need to pump up the tire. I have one of those portable tire pumper upper things that I just plug into the car, and it pumps up the tires. Takes no time at all, really. I'd say 2 minutes between the 2 tires. Gas. I have gas, but I want to go get some more just because I know that I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 more mowings before I have to stop mowing for the season. Find an accountability partner. Now, this can apply to things that are a little bit more broad-based. Okay. So last May of last year, May of 2023, we had the floors replaced on the upper story of our house, down through the living room, the dining room, hallways, all the way back to the hallways to the bedrooms. We had them replaced with hardwood flooring. Okay. Got rid of the old ugly carpet that had seen better days. So one of our tasks was to get junk stuff up from the floor and into something that it wouldn't be in the way when they were doing the floors. And we selected a bunch of large Rubbermaid containers and just started putting stuff in them. Now, there's some other stuff that we could put in other items. We had other types of boxes and other types of containers that we put things into. We took them down to the basement temporarily. A lot of the stuff that we knew that we were going to use again, we just put them against a wall in the Rubbermaid containers, and we had like 12 of them, and they were great for that. Okay, but there's still a few of those things just hanging around such as one of them contains a bunch of old pots and pans from the kitchen. And not that the kitchen was redone, it was not. But a lot of those pots and pans were in containers that were in the dining room, which was done. And they're just items that we've been wanting to donate or get rid of in some way. But they had to be taken out of the way simply because we didn't have time to go somewhere and download them. We didn't have any opportunity to move them out of the house. So we just worked with them in the house. So there's that. Okay, those things are there. So that needs to be something that you have an accountability partner for. My wife and I could easily take care of this task together. And somebody, she can ask me, hey, did you get any of the pans done today? And I may or may not say yes, but what I will say, what I will be truthful about is no, if I haven't, but I can go take care of one pan right now. Go grab the pan, go do what you're going to do with it. Maybe it leads to taking all the pans and taking them to wherever they need to be. We've gotten rid of a bunch of pans before by just advertising them for free, and somebody came pick them up, and they were using them to hand out to people who were starting in new homes or new domiciles. And these were people who had previously been homeless. Now they have a house, but they need pots and pans. So, and that worked out really well. So if I have an accountability partner on that, somebody who asks me on a semi-regular basis, hey, did you take care of the pans? Or did you take care of a pan? Make sure your accountability partner understands that you don't want to do a whole bunch of things at once. So focus on completion. Rather than the task itself, what is involved in taking care of the task? What if you said to yourself, what happens when I'm done? What does that look like? And if it looks happy, maybe you should be doing that. So for me, let me just say for the pans again, for me, getting rid of those pans means I can use that big Rubbermaid container for other things. Things that I need to store or need to use the container to take things to be destroyed. Old paperwork, stuff like that. And you can get to that point essentially and easily by just thinking about what it's going to be like when all of that stuff is gone. Okay. The last thing is to reward yourself. When you're done with a task, reward yourself. If you're a coffee drinker like myself, get yourself a cup of coffee. If you like cookies, get yourself a cookie. If it's something like, hey, I want to go out and roll in the grass, you do you. You go roll in that grass if you want to. If that's your reward to yourself, okay? But whatever it may be, make it a positive experience and make it simple for yourself. Okay, it doesn't have to be extensive. These are things that just help you get your tasks done, get your things completed. And I think that's probably the best way overall to move forward, move past your task paralysis. Now, it may not work for everybody, okay? Don't come at me with, hey, this didn't work. That was a really stupid idea. And it may have been a stupid idea for you, but it's not a stupid idea for everyone. I'm trying to give people who can do something maybe a new tool to accomplish that. And hopefully it does. One other thing to remember about task paralysis is it is part of what a lot of people consider ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And if you have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, if you have ADD, if you have attention deficit disorder, period, task paralysis is very difficult for you. If you have hyperactivity disorder, it is very difficult for you to stay on tasks. And there's a difference. Starting a task is one thing, but staying on it is completely another. So ADHD is sort of the father of task paralysis. Hopefully this is going to help at least one person. I urge you to do some research, to make your lists, to find an accountability partner, set a timer, make a list of the things that you're going to do, make a list of the rewards you're going to give yourself, and they don't have to be huge. A 15-minute walk, maybe that's a reward for you. For some people, it is not. Some people loathe walking. What? But generally speaking, it's important that you at least acknowledge that there is an issue and to begin working toward resolving it by using some of those steps. I've outlined them at the end of this video for those of you who are watching the video version. You can otherwise take a look on the YouTube channel, and it will be there. The YouTube channel is somewhere over here. It's up there. Jesus Christ. Pointing sideways when I'm going the other way. It's really weird. But anyway, hope this helps. If you have any feedback, I would love to hear it. I would love to understand more of what you're going through and to see if there's anything that you can do, you can offer my listeners. Meanwhile, take care of yourself. Go start that task. Peace.